Good evening, everyone, to our Village Board of Trustee meeting for Monday, April 27, 2026. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence for who I consider a great man, Frank Wilson. He was also a past fire chief, and he was also a past employee of the village as a fire inspector, and he just a good person, and he'll be missed dearly, and I actually respect him and love him very much myself. Thank you very much. Please have a seat. Before I start, I want to welcome the two new chiefs here. Chief Barish now. He's not Deputy Chief Barish. Please don't call him that. Okay? And Chief Wilson also. Okay? Matt Wilson. He's also a fireman here in New York City, which doesn't make a difference because I always say fire doesn't know if you're paid or not paid when it comes for you. So it doesn't really matter either way. So let's see, roll call of participants. Trustee Alpert.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Corrigan.
Present.
Trustee Hogue.
Present.
Trustee Osborn.
Present.
And Mayor Curley is present. We'll have a regular meeting is scheduled for Monday, June 1st, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. And we have a regular meeting scheduled for Monday, July 6th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. We may adjust that July 6th meeting. We'll see about that later because that's right after July 4th weekend there. And there's a lot of residents on around. So can I have a motion, approval of minutes for April 6th, 2026, please? Motion, please.
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by Trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Second, Trustee
Second made
Hogue.
by Trustee Hall. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. At this point, I'd like to have a public hearing for a local law amending the code of the Village of Suffern, revising the penalty for violation of various provisions of village codes. Can I please have a motion to open up that public hearing, please?
Trustee Osborn.
Motion made by Trustee Osborn.
Second,
Second,
Trustee
please.
Alpert.
Second made by Trustee Alpert. All in favor?
Aye.
At this point, we'll be doing a local law in reference to raising fines for village codes. We have a lot of fines being raised. Right now, there's no minimum on those fines. So it can go in front of a judge. The judge can say $25, he can say $50, he can say, you know, whatever he chooses. The fine now, the minimum fine for these violations, this has to do with your property maintenance and other things like that, and parking on lawns and whatnot. The minimum fine will be $1,000. If you get caught second time, it'll be $2,000. You get caught third time, it'll be $3,000 up to $10,000. Okay, so we just just felt we needed to address a lot of issues and be strong with them. So at this point, do I have anyone that'd like to speak on this matter? Being there's none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by Trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Second, Trustee
Second made by
Hogue.
Trustee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. At this time, then, I'd like to have a vote on a resolution adopting local law 4, 2026, amending the code of Village of Suffern by revising the fines in section of the code of the Village of Suffern, please. Motion, please.
Motion, Trustee Alpert.
Motion made by Trustee Alpert. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Osborn.
Second made by Trustee Osborn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I also have in reference to that too, but on that one, I have to send that one out to the planning board and also the county planning board for a GML, because it has to do with zoning laws. But in effect, we'll be doing the same thing. We're going to be raising fines to address what I consider I'll use the word violators, because sometimes the process itself most people listen when you tell them. Most people do listen, and we do give warnings to people. We give them notice of violations, so they always have a chance to do it. They only get the court appearance ticket after they don't listen. Huh? Or even if a person's working with you and they're trying, or they have a situation, we'll work with you. But if you're just going to flaunt it and not do it, we're coming after you, and we're coming after you aggressively, and to protect our quality of life. So Right now, I'd like a motion referring a proposed local law amending Section 261-51, Chapter 266 of the Code of Village of Suffern, the zoning local law by revising the fines for certain violation, the zoning law to the Village of Suffern Planning Board and the Rockland County Department of Planning for their review and recommendation. Motion, please.
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Second, Trustee
Second made
Hogue.
by trustee Hogue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll be referring those issues. At this point, I'm just going to be referring, Orange and Rockland own some property down by the ball field, and they're looking to do some, store some equipment and stuff there and some rolls of wire and stuff. So I have a resolution referring the special permit application, Orange and Rockland Utilities, to the Village of Suffern Planning Board and the Rockland County Department of Planning for their review and recommendations. Motion, please.
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Osborn.
Second made by trustee Osborn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. At this time, I have the chief of police, please.
Good evening, everyone. In the month of April, so far, the police department has responded to 887 calls for service. I have 2 agenda items for the board tonight. The first agenda item is a request for the board to accept the resignation of part-time police officer Craig Yustine, effective May 31st of this year.
Can I have a motion? And just so everyone understands, Craig Yustine had worked here for many years as a police sergeant, but when he retired, we kept him on. He's excellent with computers and things like that, so we kept him on. But he, because of his talents, he's getting other opportunities, and he can only make so much as a police officer yet. But if he has a company, forms a company, he can do other outside work. So we want to retain him. So we're going to keep him. And he wasn't on the street doing work, but he did many things. He does many things down there, and he's an asset to the police department. So we're going to treat him as an independent contractor. That's what's happening here. So can I have a motion accepting Craig Yustine's resignation, please?
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Hogue.
Second made by trustee Hogue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And then I have a resolution authorizing Mayor Curley to execute a contract with Comp Site Solutions LLC as an independent contractor for the provision of a service to the Village of Suffern Police Department, okay? He will just work up to, again, as the part-time police officer can, the same $33,000 annually, but he'll be doing it as an independent contractor, okay? So a motion, please, authorizing Mayor Curley to execute a contract with Comp Site Solutions, please. Motion?
Motion. Osborn.
Motion made by trustee Osborn.
Second, trustee Alpert.
Second by trustee Alpert. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
That's all I have.
Chief, me and the chief been talking about something else here for the, besides the speeding, we've been moving around the speed machine a lot. It is a big concern in the village, so we're moving around to different neighborhoods. The chief has been dispatching officers at different areas to address that also. I'll probably look into, talk to the chief to buy another one of those machines so we can have them working at different areas. And that's where actually Craig Yustine helps us. He sets it up with us, so he has a lot of skills for us. So, and also me and the chief, we're talking about the bicycle safety and like moped safety and things like that. So the chief had sent some guys to specialized training for that. So I'll get even with recreation, Kathy and stuff and whatever, and the board, and we'll probably try to have an event down the ball field somewhere where we can give them training and whatnot, okay, with materials and training classes, explain what you can do. At the same time, Kathy doesn't know it yet, but I know she loves, we'll probably have to give a barbecue or something, even some tacos maybe. We'll do a few things there to bring people down, okay? So I think it's, you got to lure people in sometimes. So that's what we got to do, Chief. All right, so thank you very much, Chief, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire Department, please. Oh, all 3 want to come up? There's 3 of them. Another guy in the back. Another chief in the back there. You can come up. You want to come out? Oh, you'll get your chance. Don't worry about it.
Good evening, Mayor and Village Board. I just have 3 items tonight on the agenda. First is the accepting of Sarah Cabinana as a new member of the Volunteer Hose Company number 1.
Can I have a motion accepting Sarah Cabanata as new member of Alpert Hose Company 1, please?
Motion, trustee
Made
Alpert.
by trustee Alpert. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Osborn.
Second made by trustee Osborn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And then authorization for the Suffern Fire Department to
Just do
attend.
both parades in one, okay?
You got it. The Port Jervis Parade on July 11th and the Rockland County Volunteer Firemen's Association Parade on October 3rd in West Haverstraw.
Can I have a motion for the fire department to attend the Port Jervis Parade and the Rockland County Volunteer Association Parade? The first one is on July 11th, and the second one is October 3rd. And as the chief always says, he always gets coverage for us for the village.
Yes.
Make things safe. So motion, please.
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Second, trustee Hogue.
Second by trustee Hogue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, chief, very much. Good luck in your endeavors here, okay? The old chief says you don't have a candle in him, just so you know, all right? But I don't want to get involved. Leave me out of it.
Yeah, stay neutral.
Yeah, I'm try to stay neutral. All right. At this point, could I have a motion for public comment, please? Motion open to public comment, motion?
Trustee
Mo-
Hogue.
Motion made by trustee Hogue. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Corrigan.
Second made by trustee Corrigan. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone like to go up and say anything? More than welcome. Don't yell from the audience. Yes, we gave you a 0% tax increase. That's okay. That's, all right. Being there's no comments, like to close the public comment period, please.
Trustee Osborn.
Motion made by trustee Osborn.
Second, trustee Alpert.
Second made by trustee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. I think it was the fire chief who yelled it in the back. I couldn't really see through the crowd. Treasurer, please.
Good evening, Mayor Curley, Board of Trustees. I have 6 items in front of you this evening. The first resolution is to adopt and accept the changes that are made to the tentative budget. And those changes reflect a $0 increase. We're just moving geography from line expense items in the general fund. So zero impact on the tentative budget.
I have a motion adopting change of the tentative budget for fiscal year ending May 31st, 2027. Motion, please.
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Second, trustee Alpert.
Second made by trustee Albert. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Second resolution is to adopt the local law number 2 establishing the sewer rents for 26-27 fiscal year.
What's the increase in that, sir?
0.
Thank you, sir. I get a motion adopting local law number 2 of 2026, establishing sewage rents for the 226 fiscal year. Motion, please.
Trustee Osborn.
Motion made by trustee Osborn. Can I get a second, please?
Second, trustee
Second
Hogue.
made by trustee Hogue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And third is the adoption of local law number 3 establishing the water rates with a 0% increase from current year to
Well,
next
I
year.
couldn't hear. What was the increase?
0.
Oh.
0% increase.
My hearing's a little bad. Okay, can I have a motion adopting local law 3 of 2026, establishing water rates for the 226 fiscal year. Motion, please.
Motion, trustee Alpert.
Motion made by trustee Alpert. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Corrigan.
Second made by trustee Foe. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Fourth item is to accept the 26-27 budget with 0 increases across the boards.
Can I have a motion adopting fiscal year 2026-27 budget with a 0% increase? Motion, please.
Trustee
Trustee
Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan, second made by trustee Hogue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Item number 5 is authorize the mayor to execute the agreement with Capital Markets, who's our financial advisors every time we go into borrowing, which you don't anticipate, but we usually sign an agreement every year.
Yeah, you just have that person there. We have not been doing any borrow or funding here in the last few years, so it doesn't apply, but you have to have them on someone on call in case you do have to, do some bonding, but I don't foresee that happening at all. So can I get a motion authorize the mayor to execute agreement with Capital Market Advisors in connection with bond and note financing, please? Motion, please.
Motion. Trustee Osborn.
Motion made by trustee Osborn.
Second, trustee
Trustee
Alpert.
Alpert. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And final item in front of the board is tonight is to establish and approve the capital project 2006-005 for the sludge removal and cleaning of the digester at the wastewater treatment plant.
That's the one we awarded the bid because we have to clean the digesters every so many years. That's in the sewer plant, and it's done by gallons, so the bid was approximately $165,000, but it can go down or up a few depending on how many gallons they take out. It'd be about a 3-week project, and so that's it. So I get a motion establishing and approving funding for the project 2026-005 sludge removal and cleaning of primary digester at the wastewater treatment plant. Motion, please.
Motion, Trustee Alpert.
Motion made by trustee Alpert. Can I get a second, please?
Second, Trustee Hogue.
Second by trustee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I'd
Executive-
like to thank the board and the mayor for the support for this year's budget.
Thank you very much. Doing a good job. You always,
Thank you, Gregg.
it's always
Thank
good.
you,
You come to my
Gregg.
office. You love coming in there. You love when I grind my teeth. It's good time. We have good times, okay? Didn't even know I did it till I met you. Now we executive session. Mr. Wilson, would you like executive session or? Would you like no? Okay, very good answer.
Andy,
I just want
Andy,
to
just say no, just say
I want to
no.
make you feel welcome, Matt. That's all. Okay. Make you feel welcome. That's the kind of guy I am. Make him feel welcome. The trustees, I know Clarke had something to say, but any trustees have any comments or anything to say?
I just very proud of this budget that has been put forth. Again, the water and sewer being 0 2 years in a row is absolutely amazing. And 0.5%, 0 for 5 years is spectacular. So
Hear,
thank
hear.
you very much, Mayor and Gregg.
We'll work together.
I know,
Everybody
but,
works together.
you know.
Thank you, Mayor. I just first like to comment, two things. First, the first item is in regards to the increase in the fines for the code violations. Mayor, I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention, some of the issues we were dealing with. And I think what the mayor brought out and this board has discussed is people have an opportunity when they get the notice for summons to clean it up. It's like we're giving them a $1,000 fine. If they choose not to and choose to go another way or ignore it or decide to try to give us a lot of time with it, then I think these fines are absolutely perfect. And I appreciate you bringing that to us because this is critical for homes and properties that are just not following the law, and some of them continuously. So great job with them, Mayor. And secondly, I just want to remind everybody about our military banner program. We reinstituted it a year ago. Chamber of Commerce did it in 2017. We took it over a little over a year ago, and the reason we did was because there were a lot of old banners up there, and it just wasn't being followed through. Nobody's fault. It was just the way things were set up. So we purchased numerous banners last year, and they're again available. It's on our website. It's actually like the first thing, I think, when you go on there, one of the first things, if anybody's interested in the military banner. We're going to be moving some of them around to make them, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing in certain areas and lining them up. I spoke to the mayor today. I'm working with DPW and getting one day to meet him down there and to take care of it. But they've gone great. I know in this room we have some Chief Loughlin. You took one for your father-in-law, correct? Came out great. And there's been a lot of local residents who have taken them, and they've gone fantastic. And we've had real good response. So I just want to make sure you know that that's available if anybody wants to take advantage of it. Thank you, Mayor.
And I also wanted to take this moment to thank the mayor for the addition on the website a few months ago where residents can very easily report any sort of difficulties they see in their neighborhood, any violations that neighbors are not keeping up their property correctly. It's really helpful, I think, to the residents because a lot of times I'll be out walking my dog or something and residents will report something to me and I'll point them to the website, and they take care of it.
Very good, yeah. That website has been a win for this village. It comes directly to me, it goes directly to code enforcers, goes directly to Bruce Simon, who's helpful here, goes directly to the rental registry, Melissa Reamer, and it's just a winner. And then we refer things to the chief of police. He's getting, some of them, and it just gives, we get a lot of different complaints. Someone complained about the fire chief's hairs were too long, but I don't judge. I don't judge that, okay? But anyway, listen, I'm not saying all the complaints are legitimate. I'm not saying they're all legitimate, and that could have been me to give the complaint, but that's never, let's go past that for now, okay? But even by doing the minimum fines, it takes the power off the way I look at it, takes the power out of the court and put it in the hands of the people. So, just do what you're supposed to do. We give you time to do it, or else you're going to be paying. It'll get very expensive to live in Suffern if you don't listen. So again, it's $1,000, then the second offense $2,000, third, and then up to $10,000. Okay, and if that's not high enough, we'll be sitting again here raising it again. So we'll do what needs to be done. this point, I'd like to appoint Emily Barakowski as part-time clerk effective March 3rd, 2026 to May 31st, 2026. We just didn't put the dates in for her, so I'm just updating that, so that's all. So motion, please?
Trustee Corrigan.
Motion made by trustee Corrigan. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Hogue.
Second made by trustee, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And also, I'm going to be I'm asking for a motion to authorize the mayor to negotiate into a lease with a property owner to promote art and culture in the village of Suffern. It's a piece of property that I feel downtown, and again, if I can't negotiate a proper deal, I won't do it. But I feel we do parades in Suffern, we do events for kids, we do it for seniors, we do it for everyone here, all kinds of events. So I think it's important to take a building that's downtown next to the Dunkin' Donuts, the old HSBC Bank, and I would like to lease that and turn it into an art center where we can actually then lease out space and have a nice little sitting area out there and maybe attract some artists to the downtown. So it's, there's a cost to everything, but it's like we do all these other events. I think it's very important to this village and that's a nice piece of property to get, in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking at. At the same time, I talked to the guy that owns a coffee shop, Lavanya, next door, and I said, listen, why don't you open back up? Maybe put art on your walls, and maybe the board then could give you a special permit to allow you to put some arts and crafts, or actually art in your parking lot on weekends, if you'd like to consider that, to get that business back open. So we're trying a few different moves to try to work on the downtown. The building, I think it's 8189, that's the one that burnt down a few years ago. A new buyer has it, and we're waiting for him to submit his plans to do that over. And I think, God bless you, and I think the building, the old bakery is being rented out as a cabinet shop, the owner told me, so let's see if that comes through, the bakery that's been closed. He actually came and sat with me, and I gave him a little, we had a nice talk about rentals and life, and he followed my instructions, and now he thinks he has it rented, huh? He went a different style. Instead of putting a little for rent sign that you get 39 cents at Home Depot, he went and, got a realtor, and hopefully that comes through. I think he said to me May 15th, but we'll see if it happens, right? We had the one flower store that was around the corner, that's going to move to Uptown across from Dunkin' Donuts. So there's a few moves happening, and we'll see if the village government can help to spur a few things and prompt a few things. Even though in my opinion, it'll be initial outlay by the village, there are a lot of donors out there that do a lot of things for artwork and stuff. I don't want to get into politics too much, but I haven't received $1 from our president state senator in 4 or 5 years, whereas my prior state senator, the village would get $250, $275 a year. I feel confident if a new state senator comes in, I will be getting, leaving out politics, so just show me the money. I said it day one when I became mayor, show me the money, show me the money. So I'm looking for someone to show me the money for the residents. So I feel comfortable that'll be able to take care of itself in time. All right? And that's pretty much all I have. I want to thank the board for working with me and trusting me in a lot of situations. I want to thank the department heads. I want to thank department heads for always doing what I ask and working with me too and coming up with different ideas. So at this point, can I have a motion authorizing the mayor to negotiate and enter into a lease with property owner to promote art and culture in the village of Suffern? Motion, please.
Trustee Hogue.
Motion made by trustee Hogue. Can I get a second, please?
Trustee Osborn.
Second made by trustee Osborn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Have a great week, folks. Any questions? You know where I am. If you're upset with the fire department haircuts, they think they're good enough, so please leave us alone and have a wonderful day, everybody.